We have our council meeting at 7, and this speech this year is shorter than last year's, but I do want to go ahead and get started. So I appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Thank you so much, and go ahead and start. Good evening and welcome to the second State of the City of Bel Aire address. And you know I cannot start out without saying how much I love this city. And I know you love it too. Together we are building a bright future for Bel Aire. When I ran for this office nearly 2 years ago, I said over and over that the main job and the main reason that I was running was to be a cheerleader promoting the city and its many wonderful opportunities. And thankfully we have much to cheer about because great people who also love this city, many of whom are in the room tonight. So thank you. This evening I'm going to talk about where we are going and we'll recap where we've been. But before we get to all that, let me introduce my colleagues on the City Council. We have Council President Ken Lee is here, and council members in alphabetical order. Dr. Ramona Becker, Betty Martine, Guy McDonald, and Peggy O'Donnell. So thank you for everybody being here. I want to thank each and every one of you for your efforts, time, and energy to continue to improve our city. And also I want to recognize city employees. Many are here tonight. If you could stand and be recognized, city employees, please. Thank you. And also we have representatives from United States Congressman Mike Pompeo's office is here today, and our Wichita City Mayor. So welcome and thank you so much for being here. And lots of others. And we know Mayor Brewer got to do his in the morning, and so but thank you. Appreciate you being here this evening too, Mr. Mayor. So before we move on, I also have to say a big I love you and thank you to my wife. And I'm sure council members, I'm sure all of you have loved ones that you want to thank as well. I'll let you guys do that on your own though. But last year was awesome because I became a grandpa. That's all I'm going to talk about, okay? Yeah. No, I'm just kidding. I never knew something so little. Why am I doing this? It could melt my heart like this and, well, also melt my checkbook. But hey, life is good, and I really am enjoying that. But thank you for that detour. You guys have come here to hear about Bel Aire and all the kinds of growth that highlighted 2014. And I want to let you know that 2015 looks to be even better. So let's get to it. We've come so far from that very tough and dark time financially a few years back that it seems like a lifetime ago. I know some members on the City Council have been there through those. So much has been accomplished in 2014. Each day we strive to be the best Bel Aire we can be, and our rankings prove this. Bel Aire was ranked the #1 safest small town in Kansas by Movoto this year. They are a licensed brokerage firm with branches in more than 30 states, and they help people buy and sell homes. Small towns were identified by them as those with a population between 5 and 20,000, which basically is all of Kansas by my calculations. And you know there are a lot of those in this state. They look at 4 different crime categories, including property crimes and total crimes, so they know we are safe. And I'm really proud of that ranking that came out very recently. This summer, the City of Bel Aire was ranked as the 4th best place for home ownership in the entire state by a group calling themselves NerdWallet. They're a national consumer advocacy group that conducted a study to find the best places for home ownership in Kansas. As renting is becoming less and less affordable, NerdWallet wanted to give potential home buyers a look at the current housing market. They based its rankings on the following criteria: home ownership rate, selected monthly home ownership cost, monthly household income, and population growth. Again, looking at the entire state of Kansas, Bel Aire is the 4th best place in Kansas for home ownership. We have a home ownership rate of 88.4%, and a median monthly homeowner costs are less than $1,400. They also took into account that Bel Aire's population grew by 2.5% between 2010 and 2012. So again, between 2010 and 2012. And we've only grown, and we've grown tremendously since that time. So I know our ranking is going to only improve in future years. And that isn't all. Bel Aire was once again named a Tree City USA designee, and I know we have many members of the Tree Board that are here today, and you guys do an outstanding job, including former Mayor Gary O'Neill. Guy McDonald serves on our city council as well. And our Tree City USA designation, I find myself when I drive through other cities, and I always look, the few that have them, I'm like, we have more numbers, we have a higher number than you do, because we do. And Playful City USA, a national recognition program sponsored by the Humana Foundation, honoring cities and towns that champion efforts to make play a priority through establishing policy initiatives, infrastructure, and innovative programming, recognized 212 cities in the entire United States. Only 7 of those came from Kansas, including, you guessed it, Bel Aire. The committee looked at what our city does to keep kids, families, and communities active, playing, and healthy. In naming Bel Aire a recipient, the Humana Foundation said Bel Aire demonstrates significant collaboration among nonprofit partners, foundations, municipal agencies, the business community, and local civic groups. I should also point out it said we exhibit mayoral and local government leadership on the cause of play. So we have that to be proud of. In my neighborhood, I'm just going to digress for a little bit. We call ourselves the Tollerville Titans. Don't judge. But we have a lot of fun. Most nights, we're outside flying kites, we're playing wiffle ball, we're riding our bikes, or we're taking walks and playing with all the neighborhood kids and, of course, our dogs. And then in the evening, we have our driveway sits. And what amazes me is I've talked to other citizens, and I sit in on other committee meetings through our community. We aren't the only neighborhood that does that. So we are a great neighborhood city that enjoys community. So we are a fun, a vibrant, and a safe community. What I'm most excited about is the fact that our 2015 budget included a $0 mill increase. In addition to not raising taxes for the second year in a row, we were able to make land payments ahead of schedule and included money for capital equipment. In fact, the first number of the night is $975,000. That is how much has been paid to date on principal alone, which has reduced the annual interest payment by roughly $1 million. And that's something to get very excited about here in Bel Aire. The progress we've made and continue to make allows me to proclaim that the state of our city is strong and our strength is increasing every day. We know where our challenges lie, and we continually look at new opportunities to improve our community. Due to how well we are doing, it might seem easy to coast on our growth, to rest on our laurels, if you will. That's not how I'm wired. And that's not how your city council or city staff are wired. We will not stop, and we will not slow down. We will not rest because there's too much left to accomplish, and now is not the time to put growth and payments on cruise control. We'll call this the good, bad, and ugly part of this, so I'm going to be honest with you. We're fortunate to have mostly good. We'll go ahead and start with roads. Yes, our roads are not in the greatest shape. I wish the improvements would come faster, but rest assured they're coming. There are no quick fixes for years of deferred maintenance. For the first time in many years, we did make several road improvements last year. Public Works staff used 29 tons of pothole patch and leveled 200 tons of rock on gravel roads throughout the city. Last year, they also completed 3 major construction projects, including 45th Street from Webb to the half-mile line going west, Gunnison from Flagstaff to Clarendon, and curb and alley gutter repair was completed in the Pearson's addition. Due to the defeat of the 1-cent sales tax initiative at the ballot box in November, slurry seal plans for many streets have been put on hold. The much-needed repaving repairs on 45th Street from Rock to Oliver have also now been sadly placed on hold. But we do have repairs slated and budgeted for this year on both Edgemore from 41st to 45th and on Woodlawn from 37th to 45th. They will receive slurry seal, and thermal crack repairs are going to take place throughout the city and at various locations. We'll talk a little bit about new construction now. Because my dream is that more road improvements could be completed without even the need to discuss a sales tax. And the way to do that is with land sales, so we have more room in our budget. Today our budget remains very tight, but I'm proud to report very healthy. The city owns approximately 1,300 acres of land, but this is down from 1,600 that we owed this time last year. Thus the principal payments I mentioned earlier. Our total debt is $18.3 million, but that's down from $19.3 again this time last year. More good news. Compared to other years, 2014 was the best year to date on land sales. 59 new housing units were constructed for a value of more than $10 million. New businesses also opened up in Bel Aire, including Next Level Hoops Academy, Wholesale Fireworks and Events Center, that's in the old Porter Paints building, Marco's Pizza, Concierge Surgical Recovery Center, and Dr. Tim Wolf and the Rock Ridge Family Medical Practice. That translates to a total of $22.5 million in commercial construction value in 2014. In 2015, more individuals and families will call Bel Aire home. Broadstone Villas will open for tenants in February. Chapel Landing Phase 1 with 60 home lots will be completed. Some of you may have seen the dirt work being done as you drove in tonight. Shepherd's Crossing will start Phase 3. Lissay Heights with 20 more lots will be ready for home construction, and a new model home is already under construction in Central Park. In the Sunflower Commerce Park, a closing on another lot sale is already on the calendar for February. FedEx and Bootsy construction will be completed, and 80 acres on the east side of Greenwich will close. These are sales and openings already scheduled for 2015. And guys, the year's only 6 days old. I am convinced it is just the tip of the iceberg. I can tell you we have someone looking at 40 acres in Phase 2 of the Sunflower Commerce Park, and someone is also looking at 15 acres with rail access and additional interest in smaller lots of the Commerce Park as well. The city also recently entered into a letter of intent with a developer that is working on due diligence right now. This costs the city absolutely nothing and doesn't tie our hands one bit, which is why we were able to enter into the agreement. Why do I think it's the tip of the iceberg, and why do I think we will have another banner year in land sales in 2015, you may ask? The big reason is the momentum, but also that this rail spur in the Commerce Park is going to be completed, I'm proud to report, in less than 1 month. You may recall me talking about this last year. At zero cost to the taxpayers, the Commerce Park will be a very unique and even more desirable destination due to this rail spur construction. Also, I'm happy to report that Phase 2 platting for the Commerce Park has begun and will be completed this year as well, allowing for larger lots with rail access. We have seen exceptional interest in our Commerce Park due to great marketing efforts by Marlon Penner, who's here with us again tonight. We also have reasonably priced lots, location, and excellent construction. In fact, the Commerce Park won an award for Best New Development in similar-sized towns in Kansas from the American Engineers Association. We are also happy to be in partnership with the Greater Wichita Economic Development Coalition, which continues to market our site to interested parties. The weekend before Christmas, my wife and I took some time to visit some open houses that are sprinkled throughout Bel Aire, and I got to talk with many of the realtors one-on-one, all of whom reported excitement for people looking for great homes. And I have to share one quick story before moving on. While visiting the Perfection Patio homes, a couple was designing their new home and learned I was mayor. Without prodding or nudging, they openly shared with me that they had looked at other communities in and outside of Wichita and decided Bel Aire was the best bang for their buck and the best location available. I couldn't help but smile and agree with them. But I digress. We'll move now to our budget. I've already mentioned the good news regarding our land payments and $0 increase. However, I feel I need to remind everyone that 63% of this total approximate $3 million goes directly for land-related debt payments, special assessments, and more. That leaves just 37% to cover all other general fund operating costs. Let me repeat. Our city staff and city council managed to do all of this and run the city using only 37% of the general fund budget. Our city staff continues to be one of the smallest city staffs in the state when comparing ourselves to other cities of similar size, and many of our dedicated staff do more than one job function. This, like roads, is something I wish we could fix with a magic wand. More staff will become necessary with more and more growth, and it's yet one more thing we can look forward to in the near future. This year, your city council asked staff to create a 5-year master plan for replacing aging and, in many cases, on borrowed time and out-of-date equipment necessary to keep our city running properly. This plan was part of the 2015 budgeting process. We will continue to replace equipment to help our city remain efficient. We will need to replace police cars, a roller for pothole repairs and other street repairs, trucks, and buy a new loader. Monies for these items have been set aside in the budget for capital improvements only. And like I said, the city now has a dedicated plan for the next 5 years, so necessary replacements can be made and the budget maintained. Lastly, Bel Aire received the Distinguished Budget Presentation Award from the Government Finance Officers Association for the 2014 budget year. Of the 14 cities in Kansas to receive this award, Bel Aire was only one of 3 cities of the second class to be recognized. This award recognizes ease of understanding, transparency, and communication, which is what the City Council and I strive for every day. I want to move on now to committees and events. Pardon me. Last year, we expanded and revised the Economic Development Committee to a new Community Development Advisory Committee. This committee assists the city in planning and organizing community events, as well as marketing Bel Aire. In 2014, 95 different citizens volunteered their time at events, some at more than one event. And 34 citizens regularly volunteer to serve on 5 different communities that serve the council, including the Community Development Council, Utility Advisory, Planning Commission, Tree Board, and the Public Building Commission. Each meets monthly. I think that speaks volumes that we have that many involved citizens, many of whom, as I look around this room, are here in this room tonight. So I want to say thank you to all of you who serve on those committees. The Tree Board hosts an Arbor Day event each year and helps with the Tree City USA Award. The Tree Board meets the last Monday of each month. The Community Development Advisory Committee meets every 3rd Monday of the month and more often prior to a major event. This year, the group's going to host a spring festival and Easter egg hunt again, hopefully partnering with the Bel Aire Lions Club again. I'm already looking forward to taking Lucky back to a hot dog pool party. Maybe he'll get in this year. And they plan to have a talent show again, as well as a fall festival and much, much, much more. When I look back and think about last year at all the community events that we attended and hosted, several come to mind, including the Rec Center's 20th birthday celebration and car show that was hosted by the Lions Club, with more than 1,500 people in attendance. And I just have to say, at each event, it seems like the Bel Aire Lions Club, Bob and Luigi's Pizza, Heartland Animal Hospital, Revolution Church, and many of those 95 volunteers were there at every event from beginning to end. More than 500 people attended the Windblown Spring Festival and Easter Egg Hunt, and just last month we set an attendance record for visitors to the Christmas Open House. I believe these extraordinary numbers are due to the work of city employee Rick Rakowski, who is here tonight. He's dedicated to marketing the city through traditional and social media outlets, as well as a new portable 4x8 sign that is placed around the city at various locations. Bel Aire hosted our 2nd annual Lunch and Learn for real estate agents last year as well, where over 50 agents participated in the event, learning about Bel Aire and touring all the new home developments in our town. And the best part is that the developers paid for everything, so the city didn't have to pay a dime. Other community development initiatives set to happen in 2015 include a community garden partnership with Catholic Care Center. An Adopt a Park program will continue. Already 3 parks have been adopted. Beautify Bel Aire program, media blitz campaign, and a marketing campaign. And a master plan for bike and walking paths. Speaking of bikes, I am pleased to announce that in the next few weeks, the Parks Department will install bike racks at the parks and at City Hall. I want to thank each and every one of our volunteers, who are too many to name in this short time, in the committees for what they do for our city. Looking at our departments, in 2014, our longtime police chief retired, and we welcomed several new city employees, including Police Chief Daryl Atterbury and police officers Justin Camplin, Walter Roney, Josh Elfers, Bailey Mengers, and Greg Godfrey. Public Works added Ron McCullough and Rick Welty, and Senior Coordinator / Administrative Assistant Jenny Bennings joined the team at City Hall. 3 of those positions were brand new, including 2 new full-time police officers, one of which was funded fully by a federal grant as a school resource officer. And we also added a much-needed full-time position at the rec center. City Hall is managed by City Manager Ty Lasher, oversees 27 full-time and 9 part-time positions spread across 11 departments. In addition to the bike racks at our 6 parks and City Hall, staff is working with Central Park Homeowners Association on building a shelter in the park at Central Park this year. The Lions Club is also constructing a new shelter at the rec center. I need to pause for a moment and say a big thank you to the Bel Aire Lions Club. I'm a proud dues-paying member, I'll make that disclosure. But this group does so much for our community. In a matter of minutes, actually, they'll announce another gift to the city, but we'll talk about that in a few. We also have 2 new picnic tables at the rec center, thanks to a donation from Waste Connections. Lastly, the city launched a Bel Aire app in 2014, capable of being downloaded to any smartphone. The app contains contact information for every single department within the city, information on all the schools in Bel Aire, local businesses and chamber membership, utilities, Sunflower Park, and allows the end user to take a picture and have it sent automatically to City Hall for attention and service, as well as submit new home areas and economic development questions. So I encourage each and every one of you to go to your app store and download this free app. Lastly, utilities. This summer, 2,300 new water meters were changed out and 95 new meters were installed. Approximately 3,000 feet of cast iron water line is being replaced with 8-inch PVC pipe, and 5,500 feet of sewer line was also cleaned. One thing no one in this room can control is the fact that our water rates, like water rates all over the area, very well may increase slightly in the near future. Bel Aire is lucky to get its water from 2 sources, the City of Wichita and the Chisholm Creek Utility Advisory, or CCUA. Last year, we hammered out a water agreement in the form of a true-up with the CCUA, which reduces the amount of money Bel Aire residents pay CCUA for water. So what else can we look forward to in 2015? In addition to the street repairs, bike racks, and many community events, your City Council will continue to look long and hard at every opportunity to pay down debt, but with a mind on what we want the city to look like a master plan, if you will. We will also continue to look at any available avenue to save money, including rolling temp notes funding Sunflower Commerce Park Phase 1 into a bond in 2015 and spread those as special assessments as an example. This past year, citizens picked new entry monuments, and I'm pleased to announce the installation of these will begin this spring. I think there's pictures of those up there. As I conclude today, I want to thank each and every one of you again for being here today, and ask that as you leave here today, hold Bel Aire in your heart, continue to have faith in our city that works for today, invests in the future, welcomes change, and meets challenges. Thank you, and we have cookies up front. So.